Okay, so starting a round of Raft. This is the first time I've played this game on this channel. Guess I better get busy before the shark comes out. I have been playing Minecraft on the channel previously, but wanted to get some variety in games. I think I see the shark over there. And yep, there he is. So I've been enjoying this one privately for a while and thought I'd share it with you guys. And I do want to give a little bit of a warning. To me, it's important whether. Let me get my words straight here. One of the factors I look at in entertainment, in the material that I'm consuming, is the moral quality of the content. So, for instance, I tend to, if anything, prefer things PG-13, and really I'd rather not have any language in the entertainment that I consume. However, Raft, I have seen foul language in Raft, which you might be surprised. It's you alone on a raft unless you bring a bunch of friends with you into the game. But there's no one to talk to, so why would there be foul language? But I have seen some foul language written like on scenery later in the game as we kind of get into the story section of the game. Let's see, probably want to look into what I can start building. There's my inventory. Let's see. I'll be wanting to fight the shark. Is there anything to fight the shark with? I've forgotten what the, I need some rope, okay. And you can do that handy shortcut. Now I've got something to fight the shark with. And I'll need a building hammer. So, have seen some language in the game. It'll show up as we get into the story, which should be for a while. I don't expect to see it in this. No, I want that button. Thank you. I don't expect to hit the language portion until we get a few streams in, maybe. But I wanted to let you know there's that warning. Gotta get my fingers on the right keys here. That was an important item. Okay. I'm thinking what I'll probably do is when I know that a stream is going to contain language or that a video is going to contain language. Well, we look nicely aligned with that item, that island way out there. When I know that a video is going to contain language, I'll probably put something in the title warning that I'm expecting language in the gameplay. Just in case anybody cares about that. If you don't care, then it shouldn't inhibit your experience of the game. But I know there are people like me who would just as soon avoid naughty content in their entertainment. And so I want to help as much as possible for those folks. When I was younger, it was kind of a moral issue for me, whether I was consuming language or not. Obviously, as kids, people usually try to help kids avoid bad language. You try to teach kids good habits about communication, like trying to be as inoffensive as possible in polite company. So there we go. I can have a hammer, which means I can now start expanding my raft, which I think I'll do. Hey, get out of here. Can't I need more planks to repair that. And I'll be needing to upgrade my hook too. Not upgrade, repair. Replace. So as a kid, I took that to heart and thought if I was going to do the right thing, I was going to do my best to avoid language. But, when you get out there in society, it's hard to avoid that kind of thing. I think people have been more free lately than even when I was younger with the language they speak. Now, maybe it's kind of my bias as a kid who's been protected growing up from language, as adults have been cooperative about sheltering me from language. Then maybe I've just heard less of it when I was younger. I can craft a hook. I'm saved. Let's see. I'm going to risk it. I don't have an axe, so I can't do anything really with the trees. I'll keep an eye on where my raft is going in case I need to hop aboard really quick. Where is that thing? I hear it over here, right? I hear the shark over here. There's the raft. And it does look like it's moving. But as a kid, I had less exposure to language, but as you grow up, you find it's harder to avoid that kind of thing. One of the first places I encountered language is with the schooling curriculum we were using as a homeschooling family. Basically, we would compile lots of classical books on various subjects. I probably need a paddle if I'm really going to get off the island. Okay. We would compile books on a lot of different subjects, and sometimes the books that we got for schooling had language in them. Very rarely. I think our curriculum was conscious of getting clean content also, but I remember talking to Mom about one of the books that I was assigned to read on the subject of language. And her advice to me was, well, if you need to know something in life, then okay, put up with the language in the content for the sake of knowing that thing. But if you don't need to know something, if you're reading for entertainment, then just put the book away, because it's better not to have your brain saturated with that kind of with those kinds of thoughts that language tends to be part of, with crude thoughts. And so, okay, that was my rule. But then, okay, shark. Okay. I was hearing the water sounds the shark makes and wondering if it was getting ready to attack. Anyway, people around me occasionally let a word slip, and so what do I do about that if I'm a kid who's, on the one hand, trying to keep my thought life pure and do my best there, but on the other hand, I'm also a Christian. And one of the main things about being a Christian is we're supposed to demonstrate love. We're supposed to be loving of everyone around us, and sometimes we do that better than other times. It's a little bit difficult to work out how both to be holy, which means to be different from those around us, to be... Okay, yeah, I am getting thirsty, so I'm going to want to start thinking about my water intake soon. Being holy means being different from others around us, being reserved for a specific purpose, which means we don't... Hold on. Okay. And how do I repair this again? I'll figure it out. Give me a moment. There we go. Everything else is fine. Good. So because we're reserved for a specific purpose, and in the Christian's case that is to glorify God, then we behave differently than others around us. We have different values than others around us, and sometimes it looks really weird to others around us, like choosing not to use specific words. Someone might say, "What's wrong with the language I use? It's just a word." There's the old rhyme, "Sticks and stones may break my words. Blah. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." But we Christians do believe that the human person has a spiritual element to them. I'm not going to waste my paddle trying to get out there. I'm going to eventually want to start to get a sail together, but first want to work on the water, which I can do. Okay. There we go. And then I need a plastic cup. So that means I can't grab that yet. I can hook that. There we go. Okay. Now my whole train of thought's gone. I know I was discussing the idea of being different because we're reserved for a different purpose, which is God's glory. And that means avoiding certain words because we do believe that there's a spiritual element to people. And in our society nowadays, Western modern society doesn't usually teach that there's that spiritual element. Nowadays, the accepted view is that humans are only material beings. We're just basically animals. No spirit, no soul. If anything, our mental processes are a sequence of chemical reactions. And I don't know that people really in their heart of hearts believe that. I think the average person leans toward the belief that we have some control over what we do and why we do it. Okay, and getting my water intake up, and pretty soon I'll be wanting to get a fishing rod, but I'll deal with that in a bit. Actually, I should look into crafting that. But one reason, in addition to wanting to take care of the spiritual side of us, why we would avoid using foul language is because we're reserved for God's glory, and He says that He does not want us speaking coarsely. And that is, foul language does fit that description. So we do our best to avoid coarse language like that. Obviously, other people have reasons to avoid foul language. I've been following. I'm probably gonna speak about it sometime during the course of these streams, so I may as well start now. I've been following the Dream SMP plotline on YouTube. Dream SMP, for those who are not familiar with this, is a server. It's run by a fellow named Dream. That's his Minecraft username. And he runs a Minecraft server where people he selects to be on the server get together and collaborate. Okay. These people get to come together and collaborate on a story, and I think the plot has been really good. But several of them do swear, to speak coarsely, make coarse jokes. And several of them do not, which is why I'm getting into this. I think it's interesting kind of comparing the reasons for why people make these choices, because obviously most of them are, I think all of them. I have not seen one who shows signs of being a Christian. Okay, I seriously need to work on that fishing rod. Which means I need more palms. Asking you shall receive. Need one more. Okay. There we go. Let's get busy. You know what? I am so hungry. I'm just going to do that. Because there is no way I am going to get a fish in time. And I really ought to have a grill. There we go. So that'll help. I'll get that grill going. But first, fishing rod. Okay. So far on the Dream SMP, I've seen 3 people who are really committed to not using language in their content, and that would be, well, and maybe committed is a strong word. I'm one of the folks on the server is named Ranboo. I don't know that he's committed to it. He just doesn't do it. It's not his preference to use foul language, so his content is pretty clean as far as that goes. Of course, if he's talking to someone who will use foul language or tell dirty jokes, then that's going to be in whatever stream he's working on at the time. But as for what he does, his contribution remains pretty clean. Okay, I won't have to worry about water for a while. There's another fella named, ironically enough, BadBoyHalo. He says it's because he used to play the Halo game. That's the Halo part of that BadBoyHalo name. And he's said that he doesn't use foul language because he wants to be a good role model for his viewers. So I think that's very admirable. Okay, so I need some more leaves. That's what I'm going for. And then there's Technoblade, who actually is my favorite on the server. And he does kind of go edgy with his jokes, but they're not crude. Okay. And I you might disagree with me depending on where you stand, but he doesn't have dirty jokes like some of the characters do about sexual content. He doesn't swear at all. He does have what he calls dark humor. So as I was first becoming aware of him, I'd hear some of the jokes and I'd go, I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I think since I understand that he's keeping it lighthearted, it's not it's not serious, then it's fine. Like, one of his things is he jokes about I'm trying to think. You'd have to see his humor and judge for yourself. I'm trying to think of a good example. I'll go ahead and go with this. He was on a server called Hypixel. You can, if you're familiar with Minecraft, you can join this server, and they've got a lot of mini games that you can. Oh, good, a shark. The more I beat this guy, maybe eventually he'll die and I can eat him, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Let's see. Simple grill. I need more rope. I think I'm going to take a risk. Yeah, I know. I've been able to beat the shark with a metal spear. I am desperate enough to risk it with a wooden one. So anyway, Technoblade has played on this Hypixel server. There we go. There we go. Where did he go? I'm gonna get bitten. Okay, gotta get back to the raft. And on the Hypixel server, there's something called Skyblock. Okay. Bad idea. Okay, I give up. Okay, world saved. Surrender and respawn. So all of my items are gone. But I do have water. Well, so much for this world. I really don't have a choice at this point. Okay. Anyway, Skyblock. Technoblade decided that he was going to challenge the #1 producer of potatoes on Skyblock. And he went super competitive with this, and was just some random person that Technoblade decided, I'm going to take his hard-earned rank on Skyblock for views, for comedy. And he succeeded at that, and really did pester the guy about how he had lost his rank. And I think a lot of people would, a lot of people like me would look at that and say, well, that's really unkind. You took something the guy worked for, and you shouldn't rub it in his face. But that's kind of what Technoblade did with that. With that win, is since he was successful at that, he decided he was going to go to the guy's region and make fun of him, rub it in his face, basically. However, this was a 3-part series that Technoblade had worked on, and he did this. He succeeded at this in the first part of the series. But, okay. I think what I'll do is I'll start over. I'm gonna rage quit here. I did warn you that I do that in my Minecraft world. Let's see. There we go. I'm going to need to have a hook, so next time, if I die again, I'm probably going to start an easy world. I may be an easy level player, so we'll try that. So anyway, the second episode, I think, in the Potato Wars series that Technoblade did, he did make some comments to his fans, because his fans, naturally, you attract the fans who are like you. And at least that's my assumption about how YouTube works. His fans started pestering this guy on this guy's streams about losing his rank. And Technoblade was on the second episode saying, okay, we had good fun the first time, but we should really go easy on this guy. And the way I saw him approach it, at first I was kind of going, get going a little farther. You're laughing in his face about losing his rank, and I don't know that it's that important. You should be nice to the guy. But then I saw him kind of being controlled about how he does it. I think when Technoblade picks on someone, he is conscious of who he's picking on and whether they're the type of person who can take it. So he may go a little far, but it seems to me that there's a level of control to it. So I appreciate that. And as long as it's all in good fun and it's not, as long as there's no serious edge to it, then I'm okay with it. Technoblade's humor is one of those who, if I felt like he was being real, then I could not appreciate it. But since I don't believe that he is real or serious about the humor he's using, then okay, I think it's okay. So, those are the 3 that I'm seeing in this server that have chosen not to use language. And Technoblade's reason, I don't know that it's a matter of preference or principle, but he does realize that he gets more viewers by not using language, because there are people like me who would not watch his content if it weren't that he keeps it clean. And I think some of his older videos, he has used language before, because he doesn't have a moral reason for avoiding it, but he has also labeled those videos to warn folks like me that, okay, maybe this video is not the one for you. And I do appreciate that. And I think that's what I want to copy for the games that I play here. Usually, if I know that a game is going to have foul content in it, then it won't be interesting to me and I won't pick it up. But sometimes it's hard to tell with a video game whether there's going to be any swearing or offensive content. You can get pretty far into a game and then some new character comes up who has a foul mouth or something like that. And or like this one, you get into the story a little bit and I think they paint something on a wall is what I've seen. So it's really easy for language to work its way into what was a good story up until the point of the language. It's really easy for good stories to be ruined in that way. Let's see. Let me try crafting the fishing rod first, and of course I'm going to need rope. Yay! Okay, and now I want... Oh, I've already got some scrap. Grill the... Left off my train of thought again, so let me kind of retrace here, because it's difficult to tell ahead of time whether there's going to be language in a game. So I don't think I'll be able to label ahead of time what I'm ready for you now. Okay. I don't think I'll be able to label ahead of time every time that a game is going to have language, but I can once I'm aware of it, or once we pass that point, maybe I can change the title on my stream and let folks know that I have seen that. Whoop. I didn't realize I was working on the hammer. I thought I was going to be working on the grill, but that's fine. I need the hammer also. And planks. Do I need a hook already? That's bad. Let me get in here. Good. Glad I was prepared for that. And the grill. Can I do the grill yet? Need 2 more ropes. Now, one good thing about me risking playing games that might have language is if you're someone who was considering purchasing a game yourself, but you're not sure if it's going to have the kind of content that you care for, you can see these streams. If I've run across anything that's unsavory, then you may be able to see it in the title, or you may be able to watch the stream, and then you'd know ahead of time that that game may not be your style. So hopefully I can help with that too. I feel like I'm doing better with this stream than I have in past streams as far as my voice. I've kind of complained about my voice not serving me well on these streams, and I've thought, well, maybe I just need to condition my voice to be able to talk, because I feel like I have to project a little bit in order to speak up for the microphone. But as I've been thinking about it, I realized that I answer phones for a living at my job, and I've been able to talk on the phone fine when necessary, and people have appreciated the way that I talk on the phone. I've gotten compliments from the occasional customer. It's not like they're all raving about my phone calling voice, but some of them have said that it was pleasant to talk to me, or coworkers have said that they think I sound good on the phone. So, and yet when I talk on the streams, I kind of feel like my voice is tight, and I've noticed that it hurts like within a few minutes of just getting started talking on the stream. And I've been thinking, well, I go to choir and I can sing for an hour or so. There's no problem. Choir, I could sing for longer if our choir practice ran longer. So it doesn't seem like I need my voice to be conditioned, because my voice seems able to last that long. So what's wrong with the stream where I can't talk for more than a few minutes before it starts hurting? And I realized I think I'm probably just nervous about getting on the stream and talking. And I know why, because the thought that runs through my head when I get ready to press the record button is, let me check something really quick. I want to check one setting here. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, forgive that interruption. Where was I? I get nervous when I press the record button, and it's because I worry that I won't have anything important to say. And that's a thought that crosses my mind when I'm pressing the go live button is, what if I start to say something and I don't have enough content for what I'm going to be doing? Or what if what I have to say really doesn't matter? And like I've said before, my primary purpose for I think I'll extend the raft a little bit out here. My primary purpose for running the channel is not so much for immediate viewers, but because I want to create a record of my viewpoint, because I feel like it's slowly being worked out of society. And as a Christian, I don't think that Christianity is dying or that it will cease to be. I take the Bible for my standard of truth, and the Bible says that Christianity will outlive a lot of what we're familiar with. Let's see. I'm going to place some planks, going to make a cup. Going to work on taking care of myself. I think I'll go fishing. So, I'm not worried about Christianity dying or that sort of thing, but I do want my Christian point of view, especially my my individual take on Christianity, but I do want my point of view to be available as I see it seems to be becoming less common in our society. I think some of the things that I have to that I believe are important. I think that it would do others well to believe the same things. Obviously, there's a lot that I believe that is unimportant or could even be wrong. But I think even there's value in having that. Am I that thirsty? Okay. Okay, that's gonna settle that. Good. I think there's value in even recording the views that I have that are wrong. And then whoever comes across them can decide for themselves which views seem right and which views seem wrong. I do believe that the truth is important, and that's what we want to pursue. But when it comes to relating to people, sometimes who's right matters less than how people feel about what they believe, be it right or wrong. If you don't understand why a person feels the way they do about their beliefs, how are you going to persuade them to consider what you believe to be true? So if you're someone who thinks that someone like me holds untrue beliefs, then maybe it's worth your while to learn why I hold those untrue beliefs, why people like me hold those untrue beliefs. And that makes us better able to communicate with and discuss and persuade others concerning those beliefs. So when I started this channel, I was thinking, okay, how much of an expert do I want to make myself out to be? Because that's one of the big things about starting a YouTube channel or a website nowadays. Everything's got to be searchable. Google's going to decide whether they're going to promote your stuff, basically, in big part, based on how knowledgeable you appear to be about whatever it is you're talking about. And I think if you've seen some of my other streams, you realize that I am not erudite on a lot. I don't know enough about a lot to be able to express myself well on a number of subjects. Let's see, that's salt water. But I do need to fill this. Okay. So I don't really want to be an expert on this channel in anything other than the point of view I have. And where do I want to, my question would be, do I want to be absolutely right about everything I say. Is that what I'm aiming for? And I don't know that that's a standard that I can meet. But even if I'm not absolutely right, then it's still important to know where people were in history, what people were believing, that kind of thing. Even if they weren't absolutely right, it's still an important element of understanding society and where we've come from and where we've been, even those beliefs that did not turn out to be true. For instance, when they used to believe that leeching people was a good way to treat a lot of diseases, that bad blood was the cause of a lot of diseases, that's a fact that we now have today, even though it was untrue, because that is a stepping stone for us getting to the medicine that we now practice and consider to be effective today. So that's why can I cook a potato? It's a raw potato. I can cook it. Okay. But anyway, there's still an element when I come on the streams where I feel like I have to have something to say, and that something to say has to be important. And the other day I was streaming a couple weeks ago, and I got onto the subject of conveying not only the gospel, which I think is the most important thing a Christian can tell anybody about, but also conveying God's glory, which is a very difficult thing to convey in language. And I think the most effective way a Christian has to convey that truth about our faith is simply to live in a way that demonstrates God is glorious, to live in a holy way, which I don't do perfectly. Maybe you've heard that in this stream as I talk about some of the entertainment that I've watched, consumed. That is an area where I think I could use some work. And I'll admit that I'm not perfect, that I've got things that I'm still working on as a Christian. Still have to decide what is valuable and what is important to keep in my life, what is not. So I am a shifting individual, hopefully shifting in the right direction. But let's see. Got off on that tangent. Where did I get off on? Get off at? Anyway, we Christians, our best way of expressing God's glory is by our example. Sometimes we call it our Christian testimony. It's the way that we live. And part of that is what we choose to and not to allow into our lives, into our language, into our entertainment. What we choose to give up for the sake of pleasing God, as opposed to giving up Him for the sake of pleasing ourselves. Because we do believe that God is worth the sacrifices that we might make in those areas. Okay. So if my testimony is my best resource for conveying the most important part of Christianity, then it's less important what I say. I mean, what I say is important. I want to try to get it right. But it's less important what I say, and that what I say is important, than my behavior. My behavior is more important than the things that I tell you, because my behavior is kind of a living proof to you of whether this faith that I hold has any value. Okay, so I've got okay. There we go. I'm going to need a fish. I think I can rest from gathering stuff for a bit. So, how do I capitalize on my testimony? And of course my words are part of that testimony. They're part of the actions that I use to convey God's glory. So how do I tie all of this together? Is it important when I come on the stream that I have something important to say? Not so much. It's nice to have something important to say, but it's not. If I come on the stream without something important to say, I think that's permissible. Okay, there's the shark. I think canonically his name is Bruce. So that's what I'll be calling him from now on, is Bruce. I think that's the name they give him in the game. So that's, or at least one shark. So that's what we'll be calling him with a hat tip to Disney. Okay. I can't stop gathering stuff. It's just innate behavior. So I don't need to get nervous and uptight, basically, is where I'm going with about whether or not I have anything important to say. Part of the value of this channel could be that you get to see how I respond to, say, the games that I'm in. For instance, me commenting on whether or not this game has language. That's definitely an expression of what's important to me. Even if it's not important to you, not important in general, whether or not there are swear words in entertaining content is not going to make or break the world. I think I'm ready to make a paddle. I probably should have made the sail first. Okay, now that we have a sail, up. No, Bruce? Okay. I'll just put it there. We can actually start to steer toward islands. But that paddle is going to get put away for now. I don't need water. I do need food. And I can start thinking about feeding the shark too. You take care of some of your basic needs, you can start to take care of your friends, right? So that's what I'm going to be keeping in mind, because I don't think it's healthy for me to come to this stream with an uptight voice. It doesn't help your listening experience at all. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. I can use the herring and the pomfret. But I can eat the mackerel. I've got my hook stuck, so I can't properly deal with this guy. And he took my raft. There we go. I'll need more planks. There we go. And I think I saw an island over there. So, here we go. I'm not seeing anything at the moment. There we go. I see it. It's like out of the corner of my eye, I can see it. It's interesting how it's clearer over there than it is straightforward. And while I am working on fixing my heading here, I am also trying to get back to the train of thought that got derailed one more time. But hopefully that'll happen less, since I'm going to be less focused on having something to say all the time, other than commenting on the game. I did have someone show up in the chat the last time that I was streaming, and I completely missed the fact that I had my first chatter. So that was too bad that between playing the game and talking, it burns a lot of brain cells, and I think I've only got enough capability to manage 2 tasks at once, not 3 yet, which every streamer that I've seen has been able to manage the task of following their chat. So that is something that I'm sure I'll develop. But I did miss my first chatter, and if you were that person, I'm surprised that you're back and grateful, and I'm sorry to miss you the first time. But I'll try to be more aware of that for the future, and I don't need any more water for now. But one thing about not being so worried about what I'm going to say is that gives me a chance, as more people come into chat, to be freed up then to respond to what you have to say, which is great. I do want to converse and to discuss how you folks feel about things too. It's another thing, thinking about, can I get an anchor? Have I got enough to get an anchor? Rope and stone. I don't have stone, but I might be able to pick some up at this island. No. I learned my lesson. No. And I don't have enough for shark bait. I haven't been fishing enough. Okay, there's a tree. I don't need food, thankfully. There's stones, and there's a shark near up there. I can hear him. Nope, that's going to be too hard. Haha, missed me. Ha! Get out of here. And then, since I don't have to prepare things to say ahead of time, I don't know if I fully covered the last point I was on, but since I don't have to fully prepare the things that I'm going to say ahead of time, I am now free to stream more, I hope, because I won't have to have a stream long enough to cover all the things that I've thought of to say. And one of the reasons I've not streamed as much as I'd like to is I've been trying to adjust my my schedule. I found out that I really like going to bed early and rising early. The Ben Franklin technique. I think I can take down the sail for now. That island was useless, huh? Okay, so I've got a theory going. I've got a wake here. So since I have a wake, I don't need a streamer to tell me which direction I'm going. Now, maybe the streamer helps me to decide which way the wind is going, but I think I'll be heading in that direction naturally anyway. So I'm assuming that is frontwards for me right now. And then usually there's a trash stream nearby, so that'll eventually be coming my way. So I've been adjusting my sleep schedule. I've been going to bed earlier, getting up earlier, and that's actually given me more time to sleep because I don't have to worry about getting up at a particular point in the morning to be ready for work. So I don't have to set an alarm because I'm going to bed early enough that I can easily fit in all of the... Is this open? Okay, no, I'm getting open from the sale here. I thought, did I drop a package or something that I'm supposed to open up? Let me see about replacing this fishing rod. Okay, now I just need planks. I've been getting to bed early enough that I can easily get up with enough sleep time to be well rested and don't have to worry about getting up on time for work. I've got plenty of time for that. The one downside to this technique that I'm using is there's not much room for a social life because a lot of activity happens in the evening after work. And for me, I just basically go home, have dinner, and go to bed as soon as dinner is over. Because I'm moving my evening into my morning. So then whenever I get up, whatever time I have in the morning, I get ready for work right away. Whatever time is left over after that, that's basically the time I would have spent in the evening doing all the stuff that I enjoy and that's fun. Except in the evening, I'd be tired and I wouldn't be making effective decisions, and I wouldn't have the energy to prepare things that I'm not really interested in doing, but that need to be done. In the morning, I have more energy. So that free time, I think, is better spent. And I get more sleep, so it's healthier. But I haven't been streaming as much as I want to with this new schedule because I felt like I needed to have an ample amount of time to cover any important subjects. If I can just respond to the games as I go, which is going to have some bearing on... My faith is going to have some bearing on what I say about the games. The things that are important to me are going to have some bearing on how I respond to the games or to chat. Then I feel like I can still cover my goal of recording my point of view, but maybe do it in a way that is going to be better for those who are watching the stream. I can be more interactive and less uptight. I don't think that if you've been watching the stream, you'd have noticed that I was nervous or uptight because you don't know what my vocal tone is normally. And it could well be I'm going to need a new spear soon. There we go. I need a new spear now. It could well be that when you are watching this from the future, if you're going back over my old content, you've heard me when I'm more confident about streaming. You come back to the videos in the future, you may be listening to my voice and say, I don't hear it. She doesn't sound uptight in the old videos. She sounds fine. I don't know. Because I know that there are people who will make videos and One video they'll say, I know I sound different, guys. I've got a cold today. I apologize. I'm still making the video, so I'm still giving you value even though I'm sick. And I listen to their voice and I'm going, it sounds like all your other videos. I don't get it. But I know how I feel. I've been working through sore throat every time I do the streams. It's not a health issue. I believe it's just the nerves. Okay, now I can go fishing. And I've got a pomfret, which can go to making shark bait, which means the next island I arrive at, I can be a bit more effective at searching out. I probably just need to start thinking about how to expand what I've got, start thinking less about survival and more about quality of life here. Okay, I can replace the fish, get fed. I can get a drink. I start talking about quality of life and then immediately go back to thinking about survival. See, my wake is going in that direction and the trash is coming from that direction. So I don't know how important the streamer actually is, because I figure this is the way that the wind is pushing me anyway. I'm going to quickly check my time here, just a moment. I've got a clock on the wall, but I haven't set it since daylight savings time, so it's not very accurate. It's about an hour off, so better for me to just check the computer time. I do apologize if me pulling up the menu to pause the game annoys you. Got the sun. We're heading directly east. And what else can I be making here? We've got a good spear. Grill, crop plot might be interesting. Research table is definitely interesting, and I don't have enough planks for that. Let's make some rope for this, and I might be able to use the rope on other projects if I don't get a good fish, which I'm not going to do if I'm not fishing, so I should probably get on that. Have I got any fish? No, just the cooked one, so I'll have a meal and I'll get fishing. I've got the pomfret, but that doesn't count because that's for Bruce. And then I've got a herring, so now I can make my shark bait. We'll be using that at the next island. And I can transfer that down there. Okay. Rope, wet brick, nail. Anchor. Have I got an anchor? I don't think I've got an anchor. I need rope. And I guess I'm going to be wanting to get a barrel for the stone. Okay. There we go. Lots of planks, one stone, and another barrel over there. I want to comment on an event that happened recently. Actually, today is January the 19th as I'm recording this, as I'm streaming this. So the inauguration day is going to happen tomorrow. And President-elect Biden will be sworn into office. You could probably guess that that is not exactly exciting for me. Of course, he's going to be my president when he comes into office. When Trump was elected, there were a lot of people who were saying he doesn't represent us. He's not our president. As a Christian, I do believe that I submit to the authorities that God has put over me. So since that is going to be currently now President-elect, soon to be President Biden, then that's fine. That's the man that God has put in place for this time. But I do wish that we had kept the president that we currently have in office as of the day before Inauguration Day. And I was kind of holding my breath for a long time. I don't have the fire to cook that catfish, so that's a bit of a waste for now, but I'll save it in case I get a bigger fire later. I guess I'll need the research desk first, so I can start building bigger stuff. I've got him. I can consider eating him now. I think I will. Once I catch this next fish. I was holding my breath at first after the election because I can't say whether the results were skewed by fraud or anything like that. I do feel like fraud was involved, whether it was big enough to influence the outcome of the election. I'm no expert, I can't say. But I knew that President Trump was contesting it, and I was waiting to see if that would come to anything. And January 6th was really the day that Congress was going to make the decision that was going to, it seemed like it was going to be final on that, which they did, and their decision led to Biden being president. But I think we're all familiar that there was a riot on Capitol Hill while they were deliberating on that, while they were debating about the results of the election outcomes in different states. And as a result of the riots, which appear to be mostly Trump supporters that rioted, that invaded Capitol Hill and caused some trouble there, a number of people died as an outcome of that. And I thought it was important, since I am a conservative, since I do have my opinion about our presidents, and I do lean to the right on things largely because of my faith. I wanted to say that I do not support the riot that happened on Capitol Hill, and I'll call it a riot. There have been protests across the country that start out peaceful and then they turn into to things that are damaging to life and property. And I would call those riots once they start to threaten life and property. Since this was a threat to life and property, then I'll call it a riot. And I think that even standards should be applied in situations like this. I don't need palm branches anymore for now. Can I kill you yet? No? You're not dead yet? Okay. Lost exactly where I was. I'll get back to it. Anyway, I think I wish the attack on Capitol Hill had not happened, and that things had been able to occur as normal as they were going. I see an island over there. I'm going to see if I can get over there. And my sail is backwards, it appears. There we go. I feel like we're moving in the right direction. Because ultimately, while I do have an opinion on who I think that... Oh man, I didn't mean to eat that. While I do have an opinion on who I think the best leader for our country is, I want the leader that represents our people, which the voting system is supposed to ensure that. So I want the leader that the people vote for. Which means I do want us as a country to be looking into whether the fraud during the elections was enough. I think there's fraud in every election. I think there's going to be people who... it is such a high stakes event that people are going to be willing to break the law to get the outcome they want, and they're going to feel justified doing that because they're going to think that they're acting in the best interests of our country by breaking that law. Have I got an anchor yet? No, I need stone. So I want us to find out whether or not the fraud was significant enough to influence the election, and I think the consensus is so far that it was not. I think there's always room for us to find out other things. So we've got a consensus now. Could be in a couple years that consensus changes. In a couple years, it won't matter for us personally because we'll already have the president we have. And I believe that we should, especially as Christians, be submissive to the power that God has placed over us at the time. But I do want to know the truth on that. And I wouldn't be surprised if I'm tilting some people right now, because you might say, Faith, we know the truth on that. The news networks have been telling us the truth on that for a while. And I think he's weak enough that this is not a risk. I am in shallow water, so it's easier to find out where he is. There we go. And now I'm free to get all of the resources I want without being pestered, and I can save the shark bait. Now that does not look like stone. This looks like stone. So I'm going to anchor my raft. This head is going to get annoying, but for now I'll wear it. I think it's just purely cosmetic, right? There we go. We're all set. I can take that up. I probably should have a bed so that I can call the morning quicker. I don't know if sleeping until morning also calls the shark. We'll find out, maybe. I don't really follow the standard media channels closely. For one thing, I don't dedicate a lot of time to... Can't fall asleep during daytime. Okay. Well, how long is daytime? Because it sure looks like it's getting dark. I don't dedicate a lot of time to consuming the news by itself. I could multitask. Lately, I've been doing a lot of multitasking on learning how to be a streamer. As I get better at that, then I might dedicate more of my time to watching other content, trying to be informed in other areas. So I wouldn't be surprised if I spend more time following the news. There we go. Later on. But I do have some distrust for a lot of the news organizations. I feel like when you've got the connections that they do, that the bigger organizations do with the politicians, eventually there's probably a temptation to use those connections to your benefit, which may mean telling the narrative that is going to benefit you, not necessarily the one that's true. And I do believe the media does tell the truth a lot of the time. But regarding the elections, I think, again, the stakes are high enough that there's a temptation to deviate from that. So, particularly after election day, I wasn't really following the news closely because I figured whatever we would hear from the news was largely speculation. Oh, you're back. I was afraid of that. I do want to see whether I could beat him with a spear, but I should probably get a full spear. Tell you what. I need planks and scraps. I can get those. I'm going to get an axe so I can harvest more planks. No, I can't. Okay. Wait, what's this? Cosmetic, shelf sign, calendar, nothing important. Okay. I'm going to get more stone for one thing. Whoops. Can't do that. I jumped the gun there. Bruce, go eat. This is annoying. I'm just going to... I think he's going to go get the bait now. Bruce? Thank you. There we go. As long as I hear that throbbing noise over there, I'm safe. I'm gonna need that. Gonna need some scrap. Okay. I see his tail thrashing over there, so I'm doing fine, except I can't breathe. Okay. There's some metal. Okay. Okay, I pushed my luck far enough. He's coming. Okay. Getting out of here. Okay. And I'm thirsty. don't think I can cook these shark steaks yet, can I? I can! Cool. Okay, I'm going to be eating well. Can I get storage? No. What can I get? Can I get my research bench yet? Let's see. Where do I find the research table? Plank? No. Can I get my axe yet? I've just been gathering at random. I don't know what I can get. I think what I'll try to do is see if there's anything interesting around back where the shark is not. Lots of good stuff down there. Got some dirt over there. I don't have a spade or shovel. I don't know what the item is for collecting dirt, but that's useful to know for when I need that kind of thing. And I'm hungry. Got pineapple and watermelon. I was trying to see if these fruits were cookable, but that's just silly, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, I can't do anything with that tree yet. I was wondering if I could Minecraft it. I feel like it's annoying for me to recount what I've been talking about, but I really have trouble getting back on the subject unless I do kind of retrace my steps verbally. Except I feel like this train of thought kind of unwinds the longer I go without talking about it, so I may have to retrace a lot. Just when I was about to repair my raft, but really what I need is the axe so I can repair it better. So I better keep focused on that too. There we go. Got an axe. Can get more wood. Maybe get some seeds for trees, which means I'm going to want crop plots. So I think I was talking about how I kind of distrust the media. I do believe that there are sources of truth for what's going on, but when you don't know what is true, I think probably one of the best things you can do is just kind of gather all the information that you can, whether it's true or false. Gather everything, because whether the information is true or false, then you can kind of compare where it all agrees, what it all agrees with. You know, that's more likely to be true than not. And where they disagree, you know, there's some falsehood there. You may not know what that falsehood is, but there's something there. I need a crop plot so that I can do something with my seeds. There we go. So I'm not going to be able to get the research table yet, but I can do something productive, and then we'll have seagulls to worry about. Can I still get that crop plot? Yes, better finish that before I use up my wood on other things. There we go. Can I water? Nope. I need fresh water for the crop plot. Or do you? You definitely need seeds for the crop plot, so here we go. Am I doing this wrong? Am I facing the wrong way? I've got watermelon. Why am I not able to plant it? What am I doing wrong here? I'm going to remove this. Well, I'm going to remove this for now. Gonna set it down again. Give it some more space. Maybe I've just got the wrong crop? Is this only for flowers? Crop plot. Let's grow plants. I've got plants. Oh, no? Yeah, that doesn't work. I'm confused. Well, I should probably consider storage, maybe. Need more rope and more plastic. So I think we are taking off. They want to make sure you know what you're doing before you get rid of that one-use anchor. Now I'm not hungry anymore. Okay. I may as well repair the raft since there's not a lot I can do with the wood I have in inventory anyway. Okay. We're on our way. I don't really need food. I've got food to last for a bit. So my main concern is getting that research table. And figuring out how to plant crops. Bruce is about to get me. Okay, we're good. Okay. Let's get another shark meat on the grill. There we go. The trouble with the method I was talking about, trying to figure out the truth by just gathering all the information, there's always more information and there's never enough time to gather it all. So that's why I'm kind of undereducated concerning the current events that have been going on. I wish I had more confidence in the areas I speak to. As always, whenever I'm speaking about something, I wish I had more confidence in the truth of what I was speaking about. But there's got to be some point at which you start to form an opinion. And when you have an opinion, you may as well speak on it, because the information that you have gets out there, and people get to. I broke my my hook. The information that you have gets out there, and the people around you are better able to work with you and possibly even inform you on what you don't have yet. And I do want to encourage you, if you're considering whether you ought to share your opinions. If you're someone who has opinions that you'd like to express, but you're wondering, like me, if they're worth expressing. Like I say, they don't have to be the right opinions in order to be worth sharing. I do believe that open communication is better than no communication. I would rather have things clear and spelled out than hidden. There are some things, obviously, especially on the internet, that you can't always express. That's why we don't dox people. But in general, I think it is worthwhile, whatever your opinion is, to be able to share it. If not for the people immediately around you, then maybe for the people in the future. And so I do want to encourage you here on this channel, if you want to express your opinion here, it's welcome. Just as long as it's not damaging. I do try to be respectful toward people of all opinions, whether you share them or not. These are your fellow human beings, and they have as much value as you do. So I believe we should treat everyone like human beings with value. Let's see, need food. Running out of space. I've got a plastic hook. Need more plastic in general. Maybe it's a good time to craft a net or two. I don't know. I'll hold off for now. So anyway, if you're willing to treat everyone with the respect that you deserve, and depending on your self-esteem, with more respect than you feel you deserve, then if you're willing to be kind to everyone, no matter what their beliefs are. I've got 14. Oh, yeah, I'm building a new one. Okay. If you're not going to incite violence against people, not going to try to hurt people, and I'm going to go ahead and clarify, some people believe words are violence. I don't believe that. I believe we do need to have some way to express our disagreements, and words are a good low risk way of doing that, low harm way of doing that. So just use the right words. Don't insult, don't call names, but whatever your beliefs, I do want to encourage you to express them here, share them here. We can discuss them civilly. We don't have to persuade one another to alter our beliefs. I'm not sure whether that would be conducive to good communication. Now, as a Christian, I will say I am invested in trying to help other people to become Christians. Not because there's a quota of people that I need to turn into Christians, not because it gets me more validity within the Christian faith or anything like that. It's because I believe the term Christian basically means those who are going to be saved from their sins, those who are going to heaven because they accept Jesus' sacrifice on their behalf to save them from their sins. And that's what I want for you, is I want your afterlife, your eternal life, to be a good one. The alternative is a terrible prospect. We're told it's a place of eternal torment, and that is not my desire for you. So since being a Christian is the way to avoid that, that's what I want for you. However, I realize that the more you try to persuade someone to change their thoughts and their beliefs, the less they want to be persuaded. And I would rather have a discussion with you and try to understand where you're coming from and help you understand where I'm coming from than force you into something that you don't want to do. So I am less invested on this channel of less invested in changing people than in coming to an understanding between the two of us. Okay, so two more planks. I just need two more planks. Yes, I have a research table. Did I throw it away? Where is it? No, there it is. Okay, I was afraid that I had dropped it as soon as I created it. Let me place it. Things are really crowded here. There we go. Okay, so what have I got here? I think I'm just supposed to research everything I've got, right? So, nope, can't research that. Can research that. Gotta deal with that. Can't deal with that. Okay. I used up my last plank. Got one. Got another. Now I can fix my boat. Now what else can I research? Nails? Can I get some nails? Can I research some nails? Okay, got those. Rope. Oh, I had plenty of rope. Okay. Researching rope. Now I can learn nets. Hinge. I don't have a hinge. Metal ingot. Don't have that. I guess the metal I got is useful. I mean, useless for now. Scrap. I can research scrap. Okay. That'll get me a bigger plot. And a lantern. And a bucket. May as well learn it. May as well learn all of these. I've got a stone. Do I have a stone? Yes. To research that. Bolts. I don't think I can research bolts yet. Got plastic. So I've researched plastic. Bronze. Okay. What else do I need? Have I researched everything I can research at this point? Looks probably like so. Okay. So I think that is probably a good place to end our adventure for the day. I've still got video content to edit together in the near future, and hopefully I'll come out with more streams. My last video wound up being a little bit more difficult to edit than I was hoping. I've been working on trying to record the audio for the games and the microphone on 2 separate tracks, which allows me to do something more like gameplay with voiceover rather than gameplay synced with my voice. It just makes it easier to edit, and I can have more cohesive video instead of being limited by how the video already is attached to the voice. But the last time I streamed, it didn't work out that way. I had all sorts of different tracks, and they were not separated properly, so the editing process is going slowly there. So we'll see when and if I get that series of videos out from the last stream. This stream, I'm hoping, if I've done everything right, will be a bit easier to pull together, and I'll have a few individual topics to make videos from. So that's looking up. You all have a good day, and God bless you.